everyone. Thank you for joining us today for First Five in Focus. I'm Angela Spinelli,
And I'm Andrea Uribe.
and we are the First Five SLO County interns.
Today we will be speaking with Cami Statler, Executive Director of Pregnancy and Parenting Support, and Flora Bolivar, the Office Manager, Car Seat Technician, and Family Advocate, about the Pregnancy and Parenting Support of San Luis Obispo, also known as PPS SLO.
So Cami, we're going to go ahead and get started with you. Could you tell us a little bit about the services that PPS SLO offers and how they've continued to offer these services and resources throughout the pandemic?
Yes. So PPS SLO is a very sweet nonprofit. It's been in our community for over 40 years. We offer 3 core services. These services are mentioned in our mission statement. The first is emotional support. So we house the postpartum support warm line in our community. Both our family advocates are trained in Postpartum Support International, and they're both bilingual Spanish. So the services that we provide are in English and Spanish. They're for free. So Flora and Norma support pregnant and postpartum women, as well as families with young children through our warm line. The next service that we provide, and maybe our most popular service, is the practical assistance component. So we distribute maternity and baby clothes, diapers, wipes, formula, baby equipment. Families can come and shop for free at our flagship location, which is in San Luis Obispo. And then what's really beautiful is a lot of what we distribute to families in need is donated by families in the community. So oftentimes for families, discarding their precious baby items is like a vulnerable experience. And so knowing that it's going to a family in need is helpful. So they'll donate their clothing and equipment to PPS. We then launder and sanitize and then distribute to our clients. And then the last component of what we do is referrals to local resources. So our family advocates are very well versed in local maternal resources and make the appropriate referral is needed. And that can look like referrals to maternal health and mental health. It can look like a referral to a lactation consultant, a housing or food service referral. So it just varies based on the client's need, as well as their financial situation and their level of insurance, or whether they have insurance at all.
Cami, we know that PPS SLO and the Community Counseling Center work together a bit. Could you explain that partnership and how the two organizations are different?
So we're very excited about our partnership with the Community Counseling Center. We received funding from First Five to provide free to low-cost therapy to pregnant and postpartum women and families with young children. And here is what's so great about this partnership. The individual needing the counseling. So the individual comes to us through our warm line. Flora and Norma serve these mothers or families and identify that they could benefit from counseling services. We then make a warm handoff to the Community Counseling Center for therapy. That person that is needing the therapy is placed with what's called a PSI trained clinician, a postpartum support international trained clinician, and they are placed with that clinician within 48 hours.
So moving on now to Flora, can you tell us about your own story with PPS SLO and how you use your own experiences as a previous recipient to guide the work that you now do with PPS SLO?
Absolutely. So 30 plus years ago, I was a single young mom. And so that's when, at that time it was called Alpha, they were introduced to me, and I used them for practical support because that's where I needed it the most help from. So that was my first experience. And then 17 years later, I got pregnant. And I remembered that the services that they provided, because at that time I was already established, but I needed help with once again, practical support, but what I really needed help was with resources for childcare because I had to return back to work. So that is when I started, working with them, and they helped me with childcare. They helped me find childcare, I should say. And what's really important was the connection that I felt at that time with the family advocate, and how personal it felt. And I felt like somebody was, connected with me. So that really helped me out. And that's why this program is so near and dear to me. And that is how I want to, when I'm helping families out, I want to provide the same help that I received at those times. So that's why I love it here. I do.
Yeah. It sounds like the program has made a huge impact in your life, and now you're giving that back, which is amazing.
Absolutely. It is.
Flora, we know that you wear several hats at PPS Flow. So could you tell us a little bit about what your main responsibilities are?
So I do answer the phone line. So that's why I came late to this meeting, because we were talking to a mother about a car seat. So we do car seats, we hand out stuff. I also answer the warm line. So a lot of times there's a lot of critical stuff that's going on. That's just not about pregnancy. There's other questions of other resources that mothers are needing or asking for help. So I do that. I also do some of the finance, and I work with Cammie on that. We do the car seat training. We also do outreach. So I do also work with, in South County, when we were open, I would work with the families in Apomo. And I worked along with WIC. So I would go to the WIC meetings or clinics, and I would work with families out of that office.
Sounds like you guys both do so many amazing things, and we're just a 3-person team. I don't know how you do it all. It's really impressive.
So if you had one piece of advice for a struggling new mom, what would it be?
That there's help out there. You can look for it. But if you live in this county, definitely call us, because we're willing to help you. But definitely make a connection, find your support circles, because they are out here, and we would be glad to help moms out. Or dads, because we also serve, single dads. There's single dads out there that are doing it on their own as well. So we're here for you guys.